Sagittarius, have you ever felt like you were standing right in front of the door to something you deeply wished for, but the door stayed silent, as if it didn't even see you? You've done everything right, just like they said. You've worked hard, you've believed, you've prayed with your entire soul. And yet, something invisible still pulls you back. Something faint, but heavy. And you may not know what's holding you back. May not be bad karma. It may not be a curse, but the absence of something very small. A color. Not a color for decoration, not one to impress, but a vibrational frequency. And without it, you may not be able to step into the next level of abundance that the universe has already prepared for you. And if you let June 25th and 26th pass without surrounding yourself with this color, you might unknowingly reject a sacred invitation from the universe. Don't let that happen. Ask yourself, am I being delayed from something I already know was meant for me? If your heart resonates with this, comment right now, I am ready to step into abundance. Because right after this, I'll reveal to you the color that will unlock your universal gate. And why? For Sagittarius alone, this color is a key written in destiny. You've heard the whisper. But why is this moment so important? Why didn't the universe choose another day, but specifically June 25th and 26th? The answer lies in the quiet movements of the sky. And if you miss it, you might have to wait for many more years. Dear Sagittarius, do you feel the air shifting? Not loudly, but something is moving, like a breath being held back by the heavens. A subtle pulse ripples through the sky, as if the universe is holding its breath, waiting for you to realize something. June 25th and 26th are not random days. They are a vibrational gate opened by the alignment of cosmic forces, and they last only for 48 hours. So what is really happening? On these 2 days, the waning moon, a symbol of the moment between light and shadow, will pass through an earth sign, a realm of stability, manifestation, and crystallization. This is not the dreamy moonlight. This is moonlight that demands action, or you'll be left behind. The waning moon carries condensed energy, as if everything you once wished for is beginning to take form, ready to be shaped into something tangible. But to shape it, you must align. You must hit the right frequency. And then, another force enters the scene. Saturn, planet of discipline, lessons, and commitment, casts its influence directly onto Sagittarius' energy field. A serious dialogue begins between idealism and reality, between freedom and responsibility, between desire and true value. You're no longer allowed to dream in the void. The universe asks you to come down to earth, not to give up, but to embody your dream into something real. And there's another familiar figure. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is forming a rare trine with slow-moving planets, meaning deep, enduring, and sacred streams of energy. But even though this is a harmonious aspect, it doesn't activate by itself. It's like a door slightly ajar, but you have to be the one to push it open. The blessings only become real when you choose to align with the rhythm of the universe. And during these 48 hours, you must send out a clear signal. I am ready. This is not the time to look good or appear successful. This is the time you must vibrate at the right frequency. You don't need to be better than anyone. You don't need to achieve something huge. But you must be honest with yourself. What am I choosing? What do I truly believe in? What energy am I carrying? Because if you're carrying the frequency of fear, repetition, or doubt, even if the gate opens, it will not let you through. And remember this gate only opens for 48 hours. Not because it's strict, but because there are doors that only appear when your soul is quiet enough to hear the calling. If you're hearing these words, perhaps you are ready. Perhaps you're being chosen to step into the next level of abundance, but you must know how to send the right signal. And that signal does not come from your words. It does not come from rushed action. It comes from something that seems small, a color. Because every color is a vibration, a code. So how can a color unlock your gate to abundance? And why without it might the universe read you as not ready? The answer begins right here. Have you ever walked into a room and, simply because of the colors in it, your heart softened? Or suddenly you felt a wave of inspiration? Or unease for no clear reason? That's not random. That's vibrational resonance. Because color is not just aesthetics. It is living frequency. In the physical world, everything vibrates at a frequency, and in the invisible world, where soul, emotion, and intuition reside, vibration is the language of the universe. Every color the eye sees is actually light, oscillating at a specific frequency. Which means, when you choose a color to surround yourself with, you're not just choosing how you appear, you're choosing how to send your signal to the universe. Gold is the color of light, not just literally. It holds the frequency of higher wisdom and the intention to attract wealth with awareness. When you wear gold, you're saying, I don't just want to have, I want to be worthy of having. Green is healing. It is the color of the heart. It's a message to the universe. I've released the old pain, and I'm ready to open again. Purple carries the frequency of spirit. It doesn't speak loudly, but it echoes in the deepest chambers of the soul. When you cover yourself in purple, you're saying, I do not walk alone. I am being guided by something higher. Red is fire. It is action. It's your commitment to life itself. I'm not just waiting for a miracle. I'm walking toward it. And then, there's something worth reflecting on. We often pray for change, but still wear the frequency of the past. We wish for a new life, but still cloak ourselves in the colors of doubt, fear, and delay. And then we wonder, why isn't the door opening? Maybe it's not that it isn't open. Maybe it doesn't recognize you because you're not sending the signal. You're not aligned. I believe every door in life has its own vibrational code, and you don't have to force it. You don't have to push. You only need to match its frequency, and it will open. But on June 25th and 26th, not all colors will work. It's not about wearing something pretty. It's not about lighting a candle and making a wish. There is only one color that can unlock the vibrational gate waiting for you. A color that doesn't come from fashion trends, but from the cosmic resonance, spiritual alignment, and soul mission of Sagittarius itself. I used to think that luck was something random, until I started living with more intention and saw that the people who seemed lucky were actually those who knew how to connect at the right time, in the right way, with the right energy. And sometimes, all it takes is the right color to change everything. If your soul were a piece of music, then color would be the very first note the universe hears when you step into a space. If you were a prayer, then the color you wear would be the opening line. And for you, Sagittarius, on June 25th and 26th, the universe is not listening to every melody. It's tuning into just one frequency, Cobalt Blue. This is no accident. Cobalt Blue is not a color of showiness. It isn't as blazing as red, nor as delicate as pink, nor as cold as gray. It's the blue of the deep ocean, of divine wisdom, brewed in silence. They don't need an audience, because every step they take is a silent prayer sent toward the light. It doesn't strike the eye. It sinks into the soul. If red is the flame that bursts in the night, then cobalt blue is the quiet glow rising from beneath the earth, from things unnamed, but always present. It is the symbol of tested wisdom, of trust that doesn't seek to be proven, and of protection from guiding spirits you once thought had forgotten you. I once met a woman, sitting quietly in an old tea house, a worn-out Bible in her hands, a cobalt blue scarf loosely wrapped around her neck. She didn't say a word, but the entire space softened. I remember she looked at me and spoke just one sentence. Sometimes to be truly seen, we must step forward wearing the color of humility. I've never forgotten those words. Cobalt blue is a sacred frequency, meant only for the souls who have walked through great winds and still choose stillness over applause, who choose hidden light over the claps of the world. And Sagittarius, that is you. A wanderer who carries wisdom, an archer whose arrow is not just a weapon, but a mission. So on these special days, cobalt blue is not just a choice. It is a calling, a code, a sign to the universe that says, I am ready for the higher realm of abundance. So how do you use cobalt blue as a signal? You don't need to change your whole wardrobe. All you need is one item tied to clear intention. A scarf, like a silent vow. A lapis lazuli bracelet, the stone of kings, symbol of wisdom protected by the divine. cobalt blue sleepwear, so you can send the signal to the universe even in your dreams. A phone background, so each time you touch it, you reaffirm your will. A blue candle flame, like a whispered prayer between you and something greater. And if you want to go deeper, place your hand on the cobalt item, take a long, deep breath, and say silently in your mind, I do not come to beg, I come to align. And I know everything meant for me is beginning to recognize me. Because in truth, the universe doesn't wait for you to arrive so it can test you. It waits for you to align so it can open what was always meant to be yours. But if you walk into June 25th or 26th with haste, with random clothing, with a mindset of just another day, the universe won't respond with anger. It will simply fall silent, and you'll miss the fact that the door had already opened right in front of you. If these words have touched you, leave a comment. I choose Cobalt Blue. I choose the next level of abundance. Because when you make that declaration, you're not just speaking to me. You're sending a vibration to the very energy field that's been searching for you. But don't believe me just because of these words. Listen to the real stories of souls who chose that blue and saw a gate open in the most unexpected places. You'll see, the right color can change an entire destiny. What happens when you align with the right frequency? I'll tell you right now, but what about you? Have you ever had a day when everything just flowed, almost too smoothly? Have you ever looked back and wondered, what color were you wearing that day? If you feel like something is stirring within you now, leave a comment. I'm ready to align with the frequency of abundance, because the moment you send that signal, the universe begins to respond. And now, the question is no longer, do colors really matter? It becomes, what is the one color that can unlock the universe's invitation meant solely for Sagittarius on June 25th and 26th? Just one color. If you have it, you walk in. If you don't, you might be left behind. I'll reveal that color in just a moment. This is the story of an ordinary woman, not an astrologer, not someone who lived in a temple or among the stars. Let me tell you about a very ordinary woman. But the moment she chose a color, her fate shifted quietly. Sarah had lost her job after the pandemic, endless days with no response. Applications sent, resumes edited, skills upgraded, but the phone stayed silent. You know that feeling, don't you? When you've done everything right, and the world still whispers, not yet. One morning in June, Sarah watched a video about cobalt blue and vibrational frequencies. She wasn't someone who believed in the mystical, but something about it couldn't be explained. She wasn't looking for an answer, but the answer found her. And simply, that day, as she prepared to meet some old friends, she chose the only cobalt blue shirt in her closet, a birthday gift from her mother, never worn before. The gathering went by like any other. She laughed, she listened, and then one friend looked at her for a long while and said, "Sarah, you look different today. There's something safe, certain, trustworthy about you. We're hiring again. Would you want to try?" It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't a fairy tale. But the next day, the phone rang. Sarah was invited for an interview. She got the job. And you know what? That cobalt blue shirt, she wears it now whenever she's about to step into something new. Not because it's a lucky charm, but because it reminds her, when you resonate at the right frequency, you don't have to prove yourself. You are the answer. And here's another story, gentler, but no less soul-stirring. A man named James, middle-aged, quiet, carrying a silent ache, a letter never sent. James had once hurt an old friend, an apology delayed by pride, by time, by distance. One Sunday afternoon, he decided to sit down and write. No planning, no script, just the desire to be forgiven. The only thing different that day was that James wore an old sweater, cobalt blue, not for any reason. It just happened to be lying on the chair. And he slipped it on out of habit. The letter was sent, no expectations, no hope. 3 days later, he received a message, short, but it made his eyes well up. "I've been waiting for you to say that. I forgive you." No one can say for certain that cobalt blue opened the door, but I believe it made the frequency of that apology clearer, purer. Because sometimes forgiveness doesn't come from the mind. It arrives when the soul recognizes a shift. And color is the first light the soul responds to. There's something I've come to understand from these stories. When you align with a color, you no longer need to seek opportunity. You become the opportunity, an opportunity to be trusted, to be seen, to be let in. No need to push, no need to knock. The door opens itself. If you've ever had a moment where you wore a color and everything changed, share that story in the comments below. Maybe what you called coincidence was the universe's plan all along. And if you're wondering, how can I begin connecting with this color in a personal, intentional, and sacred way? Keep listening, because right after this, I'll guide you through a gentle ritual to activate the cobalt blue frequency in your space and in your energy field. Sometimes one small act can shift your entire energetic current, and the universe will know you're ready. Because sometimes what you need most is not outside of you. It's in a quiet moment made sacred on purpose. A moment where you allow yourself to connect, not through words, but through presence. And the ritual ahead is a gentle whisper between you and the universe. Not loud, not forced, just your trust and your presence. You'll need something cobalt blue, anything that holds positive energy, a scarf, a crystal, a card, a bracelet, a piece of fabric, or even a photo. A white or gold candle. White for purification, gold to invite prosperity. A glass of pure water or a cleansing stone, sapphire, clear quartz, or moonstone. And finally, you, along with one affirmation your soul needs to hear. How to perform the ritual on June 25th or 26th, flexible timing but best done in stillness alone. 1. Turn off all surrounding noise. Put your phone on silent. Let this moment belong to you and you alone. 2. Place the cobalt blue object in front of you. You don't need to fully understand its meaning, just look at it and allow yourself to open. 3. Light the candle. Watch the flame. Breathe steadily. Each breath is a step closer to the very thing you've been praying for. 4. Place your hand on your heart and whisper this affirmation, or say it aloud if you want the universe to truly hear you. I open myself to receive the abundance God has prepared for me. I allow this color to speak the words my soul cannot say. And I am ready. 5. Afterward, stay silent for 1 full minute. Do not think. Just listen. Whatever you hear, trust that it is a message meant for you. 6. Finally, blow out the candle, as if sending gratitude into the air. If you used water, pour it into a plant. If you used a stone, keep it close for the next 3 days, like a silent friend who knows exactly what you've been praying for. Why does this work? Because this ritual doesn't make you stronger. It simply helps you remember that you already are. It doesn't change the universe. It changes how you walk toward it. I once did this ritual with skepticism, but in those silent moments, I felt as if someone was whispering from behind the veil. A feeling I couldn't name. Only this, I was no longer alone. If you've performed this ritual, share your experience below. You don't need immediate results. You only need to feel that something has shifted. That alone is enough for the universe to begin responding. And now, you've seen the door. You've carried the frequency, you've sent out the signal. But are you quiet enough to hear the sound of the lock turning without a word? Because on the other side of that door is not just prosperity. It's a deeper destiny waiting for you to claim it. Let me walk with you to the final step, to understand that the real question is no longer, will it come, but will you be brave enough to enter? You see, the gate will still open, whether or not you walk through it. Because the universe forces no one, it simply places an invitation, quietly, into your heart. But what matters is this, you heard the call. And when a soul has heard that call, it is no longer the same soul. You are no longer someone who merely hopes. You are becoming someone who chooses, who acts, who aligns. Cobalt blue is not a magic spell. It is a signal of readiness, of inner trust, of a step taken in fullness, not out of longing, but from a sacred agreement with your soul. So when June 25th or 26th arrives, look at the color you're wearing and ask yourself, what frequency am I broadcasting? Am I aligning or delaying? Am I stepping in or standing at the threshold in fear? If today's message touched your heart, leave a comment. I choose alignment, not delay. Because the moment you declare it, your frequency begins to shift. And if you know someone else who's also searching, also lost in their many efforts, share this video with them. Not because they are weak, but because maybe they're already standing in front of a door they didn't even know was there. The rest? The universe always whispers, and today it has spoken to you through the light of a color. The rest is your choice.